Welcome. Hopefully you can hear okay. Oops. Oh, that didn't start. Yeah, all destructive. Just like you guys, right? Destroy everything. Get what we want. No consequences, right? 6 years. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. Six years of lies, 6 years of putting on a good show, 6 years of selling. 6 years of mental health. Welcome indeed. We're all gonna get a lesson in being humble, right? Should we get a lesson in being superwoman? Doing everything? The sick kick is I have to live here in Malton. Today, come on. October 17th, 2025. Yeah, they have squad goals and I'm one person, right? Full circle, yeah. Well, let's talk about depression and Humble the Poet, if he has real depression. Why he's taking mushrooms and other substances, which doctor is monitoring him, and why I had to go through what I had to go through for 6 years with their false, fake garbage. We can start there, life coaches. Everyone's doing videos, right? Everyone's on YouTube and Instagram talking about their issues, their problems, their mental health. So go ahead. The difference between me and you. Mindfulness, CBT, anxiety. Now, how many interviews? When I said Jay Shetty is just doing interviews, stealing and doing interviews, what did he do? All of them had a podcast out of nowhere, out of where? They were all drinking alcohol, was A-okay. So let me hear, 6 years, you what? Sold whatever you wanted, made the millennials grow up. Which one? Put on a good show that they grew up and made money? Well, narcissistic abuse, right? I'm the victim. I was the recovery coach, right? Until you wanted to take life coach and motivator and whatever else you were. Well, if you all had anxiety or depression, why are you laughing? Didn't seem to affect you making money and being superstars, did it? You went out and did concerts and big shows. Did you have anxiety then? When you were selling all the motivational speaking and life coaching, did you have anxiety then? All of them. Well, we went over in Malton, right? Community building. Humble the Poet's name was on it, right? Right here in Malton. That was 2018. What year was those videos? Oh, you're gonna keep stumbling. You're gonna show me which school he was a teacher in when he quit to be a rapper. And you're gonna show me every single day my life and my name and my business, what it had to do with them. They're still sitting there pretending they're superstars, rich superstars, right? Did you see? Did you watch all the posts? So let me hear again. How many of them are narcissists or toxic, as they called it? That was his video, right? If you have a toxic friend. So go ahead now. 6 years minimum. You keep saying you did it first. Which one? And brave, right? That's a real service here. I'm not laughing at it. If he hates women, he's a women hater, a narcissist. What were you doing? Why did you have him making videos for people? If he has actual depression, you had a doctor, an actual doctor, mental health. Why was he taking different drugs? Much less mushrooms they're trying to legalize because of who now? These are the long-term effects. Now you tell me again. Why? Why do you think it's smart to legalize mushrooms? Do you know what the effects are? If they monitor in depression, the chances of people offing themselves, right? That's under a doctor's care. Why would you legalize it for everybody? If you hallucinate, minimum. These are people, there are people that drive. This is my business? No, it's not. This is what you let happen for 6 years. You're hiring them to do what? They're having big events with the food bank here in Malton. While what? Do you remember? Yeah, what you were doing to me right here in Malton last year? Showing me with the food bank you were all having big events? So let me hear this now. Why? You get to talk to me. Any of you. If you're all two-faced. 2018, I was at World Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day. 2019 is when I opened the business. If I had posts 2017, 2016, they're the same people on Twitter who were following me, right? On Facebook? How would it be any different? Where did they get the idea from? Life coach. Pick one. Jay Shetty had a life coach certification school. He was teaching people to be life coaches, charging them money, whether you knew that or not. Mm-hmm. You saw today, the one with Cardi, the list of questions. I don't believe in coincidence. You saw my post, right? Looking for victims and survivors. You don't have any shame at all? Sure, here's an easy one. How many of them could cook in 2019? Cook their own meals? Had their own house? I don't know what you're comparing, like I said. Show me what you're telling me. If it's narcissistic abuse, a narcissist, power, money, fame, and control, which one doesn't apply? Which one doesn't it apply to? Jay Shetty, Humble the Poet, Superwoman, Sick Kick, which one? Sure, just them. This is why what? I told you there was no mental health. It's all drugs. Which one do you think is the narcissist? You've been judging me for how long? Go for it. Let's hear this one. Oh, complete with comments all over their Instagram, just like you did to me. Girl love and everything. They were YouTubers. They were artists. They were what? From when? Yes, you are. Well, we all know I opened the business of Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach in 2019, right? March. So let me hear what their businesses had to do with mine. Now that you've seen what they did for 6 years. Are you going to have to go back to which one? Other podcasts? On what? On what? Were they all in Canada? Were they all Canadian? Let's go back to whatever, 2018, 2019. Were they all in Canada? Twitter, Facebook. Sure, when Instagram opened, right? So which one do you think they got it off of? If I posted that today for my Twitter. If for fun. If for fun, you check the date on this Instagram post. What would happen? What does the year say? So, how they got access? What year does that say again? It says 2016. That's what year it says. If you look carefully, can you see what that says? The date? Okay, do you see at the bottom? That's what happened, apparently. Randomly. Randomly, one of them got onto my Twitter and got the bright idea that they wanted recovery. Maybe Dominic had anxiety, do you think? Should I go look it up? Dietrich's.
Come on, let's do this.
That's who that is, if you didn't know. And as you see, 2016 is a long time before 2019, isn't it?
Waking up.
If that help you? That's before 2016, so I don't know. What year did that say? 9 years ago? What happened to him?
I got 10 years of Philistine.
It seems you got problems everywhere you go, doesn't it? Is that just me? I don't know what else to do. Why? How is this email from 2016 important to you in 2025? How did you take all of this from me? This whole life coaching, better yourself. Fine. You can see that. Well, I guess I'm... Do you remember when I kept saying give credit where credit's due? Well, we're going to have to do that. Can you see this? Let's match up the dates. October 9th, 2016, the truth about my depression. Dietrich's. Dominic. In case his wife is watching. What happened to Huff and Puff? I'm not. Were you there when he was depressed? Did you watch his videos and help him? Why am I laughing at his depression? Superwoman, Humble the Poet, and Sick Kick took it from him. Yeah, all of them. They gave him the ukulele, I think. That's what he got. Seems like he watched these videos and got the idea to steal life coaching and play life coach. Oh, that's it. 6 years while you wasted here away in Malton, actually doing nothing. Please don't. Oh, they started doing it in 2016. 2 years younger than me, Humble the Poet, right? 44 years old, grown man. You're gonna go watch the videos today. You want me to take who seriously? Superwoman is 9 years younger, right? So 37? If I'm 46? Yeah, if her birthday was in September. I guess she turned another year older, right? It says 37. So 37 and 44, and I'm 46. What are we laughing at? When? When you keep sitting here talking about money? If you're actually narcissists? Which one? If you actually did it? The abuse I went through over which one? Brown people? Black Lives Matter? And they're rappers and they're brown and they're what? All of you. So you can understand why I'm laughing at you, the joke you are. Which one did you go over? Color or religion? Yes, 6 years. Well, how do they make money? What do they do to make money? They wrote a book. And after paying all the fees, they sold enough copies. Do you know how you get a book published? Some people prepay. Why is this funny to you? All of the bright ideas and the money. Why? I don't remember the name of it now. Oh, there you go. The Patreon. Do you remember when Humble the Poet had a Patreon? Do you remember how that worked? You keep pushing me about which one now? Making an account, making money, doing what? Does that sound like long term to get a house, stability? How did Patreon work? Kind of like YouTube when you can monetize it? Did you see the video on him demonetizing? So, what year was that? Why would that have anything to do with me? If they had their YouTube channels for how long, then they had their businesses running, right? They did taxes. They know how all their expenses work. Then why did they change the name? Why did you change your name from Superwoman to Lily Singh? What were you going on about corporations and nonprofits if you knew all of this and you were running YouTube businesses? No, I don't understand. You're still sitting here doing what? All you did was use me to go clear your businesses and your names? I'm not laughing at any of it. Well, who did the taxes? I went over, right? Remember? How old was she? Superwoman. 2019, when he started this, when she started her channel. She was how old? So who made the money? Where did the money go if she made money? Well, you saw the video. That's her and her mother sitting there. So it's kind of two-faced, don't you think? They were all spouting about financial independence, women being financially independent, and they're all sitting there with their husbands and their mothers. So I kind of, think that's two-faced. Yeah, let me hear when. If I wasn't homeless and I was making videos and had access to all the same things and did the same things as them, what's the difference? Let me hear this one. Show me the videos and what's so special. If I was actually still on Netherwood in the house, I could be making money as a life coach, right? From the house. Actual lifelong nausea I have. Actual nausea. And yeah, imagine if I had the luxury to travel, right? What was that mindfulness you were talking about? Being grateful? So I guess we're just covering all of mental health therapies in this episode, this live stream. Well, cannabis and mushrooms are for mental health, right? Those are for what? You're calling them natural remedies for mental health? How? Which one? Well, let's use Humble the Poet as an example. If he has depression, he just made a video saying he does how many different drugs. Then I posted a video on magic mushrooms and they want to legalize it. I posted the effects, right, of why they want to give it to people for depression and what happens. You have to be under the treatment of a doctor monitoring you, right? So if you have depression, you don't off yourself as a result of the mushrooms. You want to legalize it and give it to the whole world? Then what do you think is going to happen if people have actual depression, if you need a doctor's care to use it? That was 2023, right? We're in 2025. Do you want to go back to 2019 when he was telling who what and you would believe them? Is it the same mental health? How is it different? Let me hear this one. As ridiculous as what that when they wanted to give medication for gaslighting for narcissistic abuse. Do you remember that year? What year was that? As ridiculous as you don't know the difference between THC and CBD to this day, and you use cannabis because. Isn't that the joke? Somebody told you. Somebody told you. Half of you don't have a doctor, don't know how much you take, what your dosage is, but you're talking about what other people should do that's good for them? It doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah, let's go over again. The vape pens and the addiction, the same one, same, all of them, same group. Yeah, Yusuf, Yusufer, Fusi Tube, all of them. Where do you think he started that from? The vape, all those videos he made. Yeah, let me hear. Oh, that whole series, whatever year that was, with the vape pens when he did it. He had an addiction? To which one? How do I know that? Why don't we ask his mother how I know that? All those times he wanted to end his channel and end his life. How do I know that? What was he suffering from? What did he say in the videos? Was he ever diagnosed? What was he diagnosed with? Okay, what year? Let's get a sense of reality. He had how many dogs? 2 dogs that he took care of? So if he was capable of taking care of 2 dogs, yeah, you remember? Okay, what was wrong with him? What was he diagnosed with? Sure, for fun. Let's start there. Hmm. You can't go back. You can't change mental health. Okay. If his mother heard, where did he get diagnosed? Was she there? Yeah, that's a lot of years, but it's real mental health, right? He's the one who wanted to do bad things, right? To himself. So which one is the real mental health? Well, that was his event, right? So what was that? Motivational speaking? When he was holding his event. How would you not remember that? Turned into the same group of how they got recovery? Which one? That's the whole of YouTube, basically. If you extend it into which one? All the fighters, all when they started fighting, after they were done their YouTube channels, they turned 30. The cancel culture. They got companies, they wanted money, they got jobs. Which one? 30s turned to 40s. How many? Count how many. There's a whole nother generation, right? Do you remember going over Jake Paul, Little Paul, Big Paul, the Paul brothers, all of them when they had their YouTube? What happened when they grew up? They're the ones who started the fighting, right? Making money, trying to make money, trying to keep up what? Their channel? When they went through all the Disney and years of, all of them are the same, right? Same group. When? When which one? They weren't pretty enough or they were too old for YouTube? The men, the same men. Is that it seemed like? And what year was that? Is it they let them? And what? How many of them ended up with head injuries, concussions? They let them. Yeah, real long-term effects, real physical health results. What year was that? Nobody would listen. That's real good. So how long did that continue? How many years? Same 6 years, right? If you look into which one, how many of them have a YouTube channel? What they do on it now? Which one? How people make money. Oh, so that goes back to what if you made money on YouTube, right? It was all just a good show. How was it different? How did people make money then? If it wasn't just from the ads, the same way now, right? Off the ads. They just put on a good show and people believed. We went over, right? When they monetized it, then people were competing, so they had to get what? Camera equipment to make better pictures, make better videos so people would watch it because everybody wanted to make the money. What was YouTube before? People just put up videos, right? And who watched them? Their friends? Yeah, when YouTube started, what was the point of it? Well, what was MySpace? Same thing, right? MySpace was like Facebook, was like Twitter, social media. It's pressure to make money, right? If you don't make money, you don't have a house, you don't have food. So if all these YouTubers went where? To LA? Where do they live? It depends what they sold them, right? If they weren't making money off of YouTube and they didn't learn until how much they actually made, they were assuming they were making money. So if they all went to LA, where? Well, I saw videos with apartments they stayed in, right? So did they share? Did somebody pay for it? And then, how did they get clothes the same way every day to make videos if they're making videos? If they weren't making money, they just had clothes, right? They used what they had. Which one? I don't see why it's funny. We're talking about which one? If I got a proper camera, if I did proper production? You're comparing it to what? The news? City TV? If I do what? Yeah, did you see all those videos? So the difference is what? Just because they have a professional camera? Well, let's hear. How do people make money? Does anybody watch TV? Are there TV stations? Do people sell CDs? Does that exist anymore? Where people sign record contracts and sell CDs and make money? How do music artists make money? Online? Digital? They sell a song, one song, or an album? So what if you wanted to be an actor? Where do you act now? Just movies? People still have cable and satellites and TV shows? What about Netflix? Well, what if you made your own series and you just sold it to Netflix? Isn't that the way it works? You produced it on your own because you're good at doing YouTube videos? Well, what about, yeah, when a couple of YouTubers had their own Netflix shows? You forget there's computer software, right, to do everything. If you use Twitch, you can put any background, right? You can do digital backgrounds, any pictures, all kinds of stuff if you want to. I just do live streams because I'm doing it right here live. Why would I? If I wanted to, if I was doing an actual video, right, spent time. If I got a program, do you understand that? They're all digital. You can do anything you want. I can put anything I want in the back. Why don't I? Why would I? I have these for an hour to help people who are being abused. Like you're talking about a narcissist putting on a good show? You think looking pretty is going to help? What do you think grandiosity is? A perfection thing is a narcissist. Do you understand that? Nobody is perfect. You can't ever measure up or compare because nobody is perfect. That's why you can't ever have a relationship with a narcissist. It's not going to change. They're not going to stop worrying about them. It's always me, 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 me. Right? Why do people have YouTube channels? Why do they start YouTube channels? So if you started a YouTube channel, how do you think you get subscribers to subscribe to your channel? So how do you get people to watch your videos? Well, let's pretend you're trying to monetize it, get money for it. So the quickest you can do it, right? Probably. Okay, so how do you get people to watch the videos? We'll go back to subscribers. Say it's 50. If it's just you in your house, right? How do you get 50 people, 50 random people, strangers to watch, to subscribe? If you never met any of them. And do you know 50 people right now who would subscribe if you asked them? Difference in which one? Why you make videos? Why you keep making videos? Why you have a channel? Why you would make money? You don't want to make money? Which one? I should start making more. Just do short ones, interviews, little sessions, and post them, hundreds of them. Write them down, and then just film them all, just like the rest of them are doing. Yeah, one weekend, right? I should take the weekend to do that. Today's Friday, is it? Yep, Friday, October 17th. Should I use the microphone? Is it more professional for you if I use the microphone? Let's take a quick poll. I'll sit up straight. And I'll sit and I'll talk professionally, like a professional, about the profession of narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. Do you think Humble the Poet would do an interview for fun? You said get viewers. I did consider doing that. Remember that post? Did you ever read that post? That's kind of what it says, isn't it? I thought so, but you can recheck it. Why is it funny? Why is it funny? You worried about quality? I'm live streaming on YouTube on my computer. Do you think it would be the same if I was on the phone? If I was recording a video? If I used my camera? Hold on, watch this one. Let's see if I use a different background. Is it more professional? Let's do it this way. How about now? It's more professional if I use the white background. No. Yeah, we're learning. Which one is more professional? If you see this, if I sit against the wall, do you want them to look like I'm taking passport pictures? That's what it's supposed to look like? It's going to look like I'm in a mental hospital is what it's going to look like. I don't like my backgrounds. Okay, so the headset you don't like. The microphone you seem to like. The backgrounds you don't like. What about props? Should I have props? Did you like the magic wand when I granted wishes? The mean princess, nice princess headband? The devil horns? How about if I wear a hat the next time? Sunglasses. I'll wear the sunglasses I always wear outside. Is there 5 minutes left? Let's go see. Hold on. I have grandiosity for the rest of this live stream. Where are you? I lost them. They don't want to appear on camera. They have grandiosity. You pay a fee to see us. Okay. I'm practicing my grandiosity. Is that professional enough? Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach. Worldwide. I have 5 minutes. I might as well do something. I have to start speaking properly. I have to stop the slang. The word is something. The word is library. The word is converse. The word is molten. This is why you wear sunglasses? So you could see your reflection and know that you were a narcissist. That's what I taught people. You wear the mirrored sunglasses, so if you see them looking at themselves, you know they're a narcissist. They can't help looking at their own reflection. I did. I taught it to Arthur Shelter. Do I lie? What have you learned? I don't lie? Do they look mirrored? What do you know about a narcissist in a mirror? They like them? Why do they like the mirrors? Yeah, and I walk. I wonder if people can see my eye. I'm living in Malton. What do you think I wear outside? We went over this. When there's sun outside, right? These are called sunglasses. They see me wearing them and they keep calling me superstar and saying I have grandiosity because they see me wearing sunglasses outside. So I'm just going to put it on video now. You wear sunglasses because it's sunny and bright. Do you see this? You know when you see me outside squinting? All those wrinkles? Yeah, well, when you don't squint, you don't get wrinkles. Another reason you wear sunglasses, right? I'm already old enough, right? Like you keep saying. I don't need the wrinkles. Yes, all of Malton, all the women, just in case you didn't know. What do you think happens when you keep squinting? How do you think you get wrinkles? Oh, if you've ever seen any of my videos, you wondered why I had them? I told you it's because of you. Do you see them now? One of these days. You don't believe nothing. Oh, it's my Miranda clip. Yes. Do you remember the red lipstick and the clips you're making fun of? I was explaining to Canada about the ice cream bicycle guy. I like strawberry shortcake, not the foot ice cream. The ice cream truck passes every day. It plays a lovely song. I think we figured out it's the Jason Derulo song in Malton that the ice cream truck plays. Yeah? Okay, we've lived here too long. What? I can make a joke if I want to. What does the ice cream truck play to you? It's more fun with the glasses. Well, I have a couple pairs. Start doing live streams with glasses now. I've been living here for how many years? And now they like, do you see this two-facedness? Shady moments like Superwoman. That's why she wears the sunglasses, because she can't look into the camera. We discovered a self-esteem issue. Why'd she do shady moments? She hated you? We were talking about how there used to be one bus from Malton to Bramley City Centre when I was so little that I used to just take the one bus and go there. Bramley City Centre was a nice mall, wasn't it? Do you remember that bus, the 14, that used to go straight there? Now how do you get there? You have to take 20 buses? You have to get off and transfer, wait in the cold? Do you remember when the Brampton GO station used to be right there in the middle? No? Do you remember there used to be a French fry machine there? Anybody? A machine where you get French fries? Same to you. I'm trying to remember where I saw the machine where you can get the pizza slices. I've forgotten. I've been homeless too long. Could have been anywhere. Vending machines. Mm-hmm. I put the children in timeout. That's why it's so quiet. I guess we didn't have any questions for this live stream. We got them all answered, did we? We're gonna set up an outing party with Humble the Poet. Be sure you're sure. Remember that one? Yep, I'm learning. I'm gonna make myself pretty while I'm on camera. You called me crazy enough. Might as well show you. Yes, he did. How many crazy people do you know? What makes them crazy? Perfection? They need their hair perfect? Or they need their face perfect? Oh. That's where you put a mask on. Oops. Who has a ukulele? Who has red lipstick? Let's go with that one. All of them. Doesn't matter where they wear it. Mm-hmm. Oh, we all joined the club. The Beyonce? I think that's what it is, yeah. What was the video? Her narcissistic abuse video with Jay-Z? Okay, we'll go rewatch it after. I'll post it after this so we can compare and enjoy ourselves. See the color. How many years? Oh, that's what you're gonna say? Mm-hmm. Invasion of privacy. Remember that one? We were trying to figure out and teach people what that means in the real world. Invasion of privacy. I'm gonna match the color. Hold on, I'll post it. What happened in 6 years? I don't know. When did that whole trial, that P. Diddy thing happen? I think Beyonce and Jay-Z were involved. Oh, you can't hear me now? I just remembered it's Friday. What happened? Look, Invisalign. Stop focusing on people's teeth. Hey, Humble. Do you remember you have a gap just like I do? Between your two front teeth? Well, you've been doing this for years. I don't remember. So what's the issue? You had them knocked out. You need them knocked out again. I've seen too many videos. Now you have to do it. That color. What year was this video? 2016, September 4th. When they said she took it. Remember that? The visual album. You're gonna remember soon. It took the Me Too movement, violence against women, violence against everybody. Which one? Oh, the violence against everybody. Well, that was me. I coined that one. My friends are here. Which ones? Do you? How long? You killed me before I could make videos? You think it's going to bother me now telling me about my teeth? Do you think if it bothered me, I would have started making videos? So how long do you think you did this to me? What do you think you put me through? Where do you think the boundary is where people off themselves? The joke to who? They who? When didn't we go over this? When I make money, I can just get fake ones like you guys? Yeah, I asked. What happens if people get their teeth knocked out? What happens? How do they replace them? You keep whining because they're broken and gone? What do you want me to do? Really? Let's go over acid again. How your teeth, your enamel deteriorates. If you have nausea, what do you think that is? Not acid? The same like you don't have enough water. It's more acid. Just like kidney stones, right? If I have actual lifelong, this is always the nausea, right? That's the way my body works. There's always more. Why do you keep laughing at this? The ridiculous things. You are actually in the world. The news, the movies, City Pulse I'm watching every single day, and this is the reality? I mean, when you actually watch the news, what do you see on it? Anyways, I'm going to end this live stream for here. Go enjoy my Friday. Yeah, maybe I'll write and make some more videos. Dotty. No more shady. When? We'll work on that next time. When? Enjoy your Friday night, Molten, and your weekend. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. Did you forget?